Hello, students. So, I want to make sure that everybody is taking care of the recorder. We want to make sure everybody's staying healthy and safe, and that means remembering to clean your recorder. So you don't have to clean it every day, especially if you're the only one playing it. But if you're sharing it, definitely make sure to clean it. Let's say at least once a week, okay? But only if you're playing it a lot, and if you're sharing it. If you're not sharing it much, well, make sure it stays clean. Keep it in its case. Keep the case in a place that you're always going to know where it is. Don't put it on the floor. Don't put it on a table where people are moving a lot of things, okay? So when we're cleaning it, we can take it apart into 3 parts. So we can take off the head, and we can take off the foot. If it's hard, if it feels like it's stuck, a trick is to twist, and that makes it come off a lot easier. Okay? And it's easier to clean them when they're apart than when they're all together. Because not only are we going to clean the outside, but we want to clean the inside too. Okay? So, I'm going to clean mine with a paper towel, some water. You can do this over a sink, of course. And this time I'm going to use a little bit of soap, okay? Maybe if you have some disinfecting wipes, you can use those instead. But I'm going to use a little bit of soap, so not much. I'll put the soap on. Rub that in a little bit. Okay, good. Dip it in some water. It's not too soaked. Just enough to rub down the outside of each surface. It doesn't even have to get that soapy. So I did the middle, I'm doing the foot, and I'm gonna do the head. Alright, especially the part I put my mouth on all the time. Alright, so you might not be able to see, but my recorder is now a little bit soapy. It's a little bit wet, it's super slippery. Okay? But now I still need to clean inside. A lot of you got a rod with your recorders, but even if you don't have a rod, you can use a pencil or something like that. So I'm going to use a pencil on the eraser side. You can use your rod. Put some kind of cloth over it or paper towel. Make sure not to fold the paper towel too much, otherwise it won't fit. And then gently, so that you don't tear it, clean inside. And just slowly rotate the paper towel inside. You can do that with the head. You can do it with the foot. Alright. And do that with the middle. Okay. Oh, mine tore a little bit, so I'll try again with a different part. Okay. So now I've made sure that the outside and the inside they've been wiped down, they're a little bit soapy, and now I need to rinse off all the soap. So you can take this to your sink, run some warm water over it, rub it down a little bit with your hands, make sure your hands are clean as well. And then you're going to take some time to dry it. So you can either leave it out to dry on a towel or a paper towel, but do so, again, near your spot where you keep your recorder, because you don't want to put it somewhere else and then lose it because you left it somewhere else. So take it back to your room or your drawer, leave it out to dry right next to the spot where you usually keep it. Or you can also take a towel, I have a clean paper towel. Let's say I washed it. Wash. I would do better if I were at a sink. But wash. So I'm washed off all of the soap, and now I'm going to dry it with a towel. And I'm I'm gonna use the rod to dry inside as well, but it'll probably still be a little bit wet. So just leave it out for a couple minutes to fully dry. Then you can put it back together. So, dry, dry, dry. Dry, dry, dry. I would dry the inside too. When you put it back together, so you're gonna put the head on. It might snap in place. Make sure that this hole is with the holes in front. Okay, so not the one in the back. There should only be one hole in back when we put this together. And your foot will go on as well. Okay, all the holes in the front, one in back. The foot isn't always directly aligned, so you can twist it to the right a little bit if you want. When we start playing notes that use the right hand, we'll get better at knowing where that foot should be positioned. But for right now, just make sure that all the holes are on the front. There's only one in the back when you put it back together. Make sure it's completely dry before you put it back in your case. And you put your case back in your drawer or your backpack. That is how you clean your recorder. Okay? So clean it every now and then, not all the time. Definitely clean it if you are sharing with other people. All right, enjoy.